Hello and welcome to my Yugioh channel. Today we've got some really good news to do with some form of normality coming back to the Yugioh scene. We've got an update regarding organised play within America. As you're aware, America's vaccine program is going really well. It's actually speeding through a lot of the population. I know people in America who are of my age or even younger than me, I'm in the UK, who have already had their second doses of their vaccines versus me who's already just had their first one about 3 weeks ago from the time of recording and won't be getting their second one until the 3rd of September, which I think is ridiculous. But anyway, we've got some idea that it's coming back to normality. Some of the TCG is going to be playing physically. You're no longer having to have these remote duels, which have been quite frustrating to have to watch. I think as a spectator, I found them a little bit more boring than the actual events themselves, and I just think you don't get that same interaction through a screen as you would from face to face. As note, this has been taken from Konami's official website, so this is actually true to them, and it's regarding the TCG community. Konami Digital Entertainment Inc. has diligently prioritized the health and safety of our community, official tournament stores, OTS owners and staff, and all business partners throughout the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. We have continued to closely monitor developments and updates related to the pandemic as state, regional and local openings have continued to progress daily. Based on local guidelines and regulations, we are allowing stores in the United States to open for sanctioned in-store organised play and events starting Thursday, July 15th, at each store's discretion and where allowed by a local regulation. We encourage OTS owners, staff and jurists to follow local, regional and federal health and safety guidelines. We recommend that stores ask jurists to confirm that they are fully vaccinated or have tested negative before letting them participate in tournaments. We also highly encourage store personnel and jurists to continue to follow social distancing rules and to wear masks, consistent with CDC recommendations and local regulations in your area. So I'm going to stop there for a minute and break this down for you. I don't necessarily think this is going to go that well. I will say this: you've got each state acts independently of each other. They have their own rules, they have their own regulations. You will have different areas which will require their areas to wear masks when they're shopping indoors, for example. And then you'll have other states that will say absolutely no, you don't have to do any of that anymore. You've got an open free space. Enjoy. So you're going to have two variations of that and probably some in the middle which will cause even more confusion, which is a major concern. That means if you're going from one state to another, if you're trying to do that, please try and check the guidelines within that state that you're visiting, because you don't want to be one of those people who have come from a state where you don't have to wear masks to one where you do have to wear masks and having any issues between the store owners or maybe some security they have, or even who knows, from the police. You don't need those issues. So just make yourself informed. The more knowledge you have, the more power you have, and the more prepared you're going to be, and the less likely you're going to have to face any form of confrontation, which is something I try and avoid at all costs. You also have to consider the vaccination rates within those areas. I know from my case in the UK, I'm only first vaccinated, only one, and it's going to be ages until I get my second one. I don't know how it's like in the US. I know people are younger than me who have had both, and so you might be one of those people who are lucky enough, in which case just provide your proof of ID. I know I got some information about mine saying this is when I had my jab and this is my unique identity code for it, so just provide that and you're fine. Or you do have to go through the negative testing, and I think it's usually about 48 hours before the event, so you do need to hope that you do test negative. Otherwise it is going to be a bit of a nuisance, and you might have to send that off to the OTS store or to get it confirmed and then email the OTS store depending on what they require. It's also advisable for you to go onto their website, because most of these stores will have their own dedicated websites, or if they're partnered with Konami in any shape of way, which they usually are, they have to be partnered. They will have a website through Konami, and then you'll be able to search through that to see if they've got any special regulations or anything you need to do as and when you turn up to the event. So please obey as many of these rules as possible and just make the whole experience a lot easier. It says this here as well, although we are currently only recommending opening stores in the United States, we continue to share the whole experience a lot easier. It says this here as well, to resume currently only recommend and promotional events in the United States. We are working closely with our community's enthusiasm and business partners while heeding public resume organised play and promotional events when we can safely reopen stores with our OTS contact. In the interim, we encourage the community heeding public health guidance to continue participating in how and when we can our organised play initiative in these unsanctioned tournaments. In the interim, using Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links throughout the legacy of the duelist to continue participating of the duelist link our organised play in the TCG unsanctioned for more information using Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the duelist at Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the official social media channels and the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG date views. For more information on remote duels, you can visit their website from Canada. I think they'll be their official social media channels to get these up to date. But I was hearing of this concern about this is less so, you know, they're all going by these different relatively okay rules. You've got alpha these, but I was hearing you've got this thing called the gamma, you've got delta, you know, they're all going by these different, and now you've got lambda, which is just the supposed to have originated. You've got Peru beta. According to the news that I've seen, delta's the lambda variant, and now you've got lambda, which is supposed to have originated from Peru, places like Chile. According to the news that I've, and they recommend that it's about 90% or slightly over that of the infections are caused by that lambda variant. And being the case, chances are about 9 South America or slightly over that not have the opportunity caused by that be having any openings. Now, with that being the case, if it gets worse, chances are potentially the South Americas, Latin America will not have that opportunity until at least 20 having any openings. I know as well, if it gets worse, say it's actually, I think it's like 4% more within than the Kent variant until at least 20. Big concern we initially had as well with the lambda variant, they say Delta variant became our dominant 4% more. That's obviously infectious than too many people from India come into this, and we initially, or those that have travelled before via Delta variant and have managed to skip. That's obviously stupidity of people from India come into this country. I'll say, or those that have travelled and what via India and have managed to that. You know, we're supposed to have freedom on stupidity of this UK. It's classified as our Freedom Day, but it's just. If it happens, I don't think that, you know, we're having as of the moment it's classified as our Freedom Day. We've got but it's just if it happens, it happens. But we're having as of the time of me recording spreading, and we're allowing Italians into this country 2020 at the moment, which are going on physically attend Wembley. We're let as of the time of me recording these come in. We're allowing Italians into the husbands, the wives physically attend Wembley. Football players. We're letting so many dignitaries come in, or those that represent like the husbands. Too many people into wives of the. I would not be surprised if we have Italy and the children of those delegates things are happening. So it's too many people into this country. The UK I would not be surprised if we have another winter. We're seeing if that's the way things are happening. So it's unfortunate to see because they all gather around in like football homes and each other's houses or in the pubs, or even outside in some instances, picking up the virus areas as well. So I don't think football homes and each other's houses or in the pubs or even outside in some instances. About this situation, please the areas as well. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more anything anytime soon. Whatever you think about this situation, please leave those comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more.